West London rapper ASB, bringing you the freshest talent in the game. Real talk, true stories.
I'm waiting for the drop like a rapper, fam. Start it again. Just start it from the beginning.
You're listening to Real Talk, True Stories. The freshest podcast bring you nothing but real talk and true stories from your favorite personalities, entrepreneurs. This is an edutainment podcast. Education, edutainment.
Yo. You tuned into the second ever episode of Real Talk, True Stories, the podcast. It's your boy ASB. Bizzle, we back in effect. I'm going to introduce my guest right now. Yeah, we got Stamina Boy, straight out of East London.
What's happening?
You get me? Grime side of things today.
Yeah.
For people that may not have heard of Stamina Boy, just let them know my man was part of the Mucky Wolf Pack.
Yeah.
Was around Bowie 3 with a lot of big hitters from Early Bird, featured on a lot of DVDs. We're going to get into that all throughout the podcast, but welcome down to West London, brother.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Good vibes over here.
That's it, my G.
I love it over
already
here.
Had,
I want to move. I want to flip in. I want to take residence over here now.
You already had that fresh, was it a pineapple you had? I can't even remember what you had over by
coconut. I had a coconut, and then I had the jelly.
That fresh coconut over by Portobello.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So welcome down to West London, my G.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thanks for coming as well, man.
Yeah, my pleasure.
We're sipping out of Gucci and Chanel
I'm
porcelain
Chanel
cups
today.
right
You're
now.
Gucci.
We uptown for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Porcelain cups.
That's
and all
it,
that.
man. Now, it's a mad one. I met Stamina Boy through Instagram. We connected online on the social platforms just because me being, I guess, a grime guy myself, growing up and being into the whole grime culture and being a little part of it, I was always aware of Stamina Boy, man. I always wanted to hear more from him.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like I used to think,
a lot of people. That's a lot of people say they wanted to hear. I still want to hear a lot from me, but
I thought Donnie was cold, but I didn't hear enough of him. You know them ones like.
That's my fault, really.
I mean, look, straight from the jump, because you know some of the listeners, fam, they're into rap. Some of them are into R&B and whatever. So there's a lot of Grime's obviously moving again right now. Yeah, and it's only right we bring through some of the people that was there from the start. You feel me?
Right.
So Mucky Wolfpack was the crew you was part of. Foundation.
So it's Mucky Wolfpack. Mucky, for those who don't know, Mucky Wolfpack was like a crew, a collective. It started off in like Bow E3 I'm from the Roman Road area, so God's Gift was like the main figurehead of the crew. Then
shout out Gift.
Shout out to Gift all the time.
You done, no?
So it started off with like Gift, me, all in one. Soldier, who's now So Large.
They got So Large.
Yeah, Merkston and a few other.
Merkston was in Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Swear down, I didn't even know that, you know.
He was in Wolfpack, and there was like a lot of other people. It was kind of like Wu-Tang or something. It was like we had like 30 members. But that's how it kind of. But before that, I've been spitting from before that. But that was the main kind of thing.
Coming from Bow,
so like in Bow, it's like there's Roman Road area, and then you got like Devon's Road area.
Okay,
so
what's the difference?
Well, Devon's Road area, that was like more rough squad, and so it's like, that's the main two areas, Roman Road and Devon's Road. So
I used to go back J2K over in next part of Bow.
Yeah, J2K is closer to over like Devon's Road area
so
kind of thing. But he
next train station, right?
Yeah, Devon's Road, Bow Church.
That's the one, Bow Church.
Yeah, cool. So. Yeah, so that's the main two. It was like rough squad, but they were before Wolfpack rough squad.
Yeah, they were like the Roll Deep Youngers almost, without being no disrespect, no shade, because obviously I don't mean youngers as in you're my younger, as in you're a bit younger. After
they were the younger. They were after generation.
Yeah, the next generation.
After Roll Deep and.
So for the people that like don't, I'm just gonna break it down to them from my perspective. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Go on.
You have Pay As You Go Cartel, Pay As You Go crew, which were like. Foundation, the garage turning into Grime from East. You had So Solid in South, Heartless in North, Pay As You Go in East.
Yeah, well, you know what? It was Pay As You Go, but prior to Pay As You Go, there was Pay As You Go had like Plague in it. We was talking about Plague earlier.
Lero.
But prior to Pay As You Go, I used to listen to a crew called SPP, Slimzy, Paco and Plague.
Oh shit!
This was before Pay As You Go. This was like
my dog.
I think this was like 97. This is what actually got me into grime music. Not even grime, MCing. So it's like SPP, Ladies Hit Squad, which was
I remember them from Flyers.
I believe that was what was his name? Maxwell.
Maxwell D.
Maxwell D.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure
he was-
Wiley
it was
was.
100%
I'm sure Wiley
Maxwell.
was even Lady Six Squad maybe.
Man like Will.
He might not have been Lady Six Squad. Target.
Targo.
Yeah, Target. But
Shout out Target.
this was back then. Wiley was a DJ even before. Like
Wiley's a sound boy, innit?
he's
For
a
real,
sound boy.
like,
So
for real,
before
for
he's
real.
spitting hard, he was a DJ, and then
Wiley's
prior-
that guy, man.
Yeah,
he's got
that-
that music ear, fam. But I mean, so Pay As You Go was almost like a super crew from East put
yeah,
together.
yeah,
That's what
like
it sounds
a
like.
yeah, like a super crew. So
Like Wu-Tang.
yeah,
Like, yo,
exactly.
he's from there, you're from here,
Yes.
you're from here, Major Ace, whatever, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, Major Ace.
Link up.
So yeah, all these guys, I would hear these guys on radio and whatnot. So
Yeah.
yeah, Pay As You Go was the start of the
Of the streets
evolution,
almost.
and yeah, it was.
Yeah, the voice of the hood from East. and
That was the
yeah,
voice.
yeah,
That was the voice, and you know, then
Real
you had
talk.
other crews from East, like Nasty Crew,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they're
yeah,
further
yeah.
out in Newham, like
Newham, yeah.
it's other.
See, this is the bit I was getting to. So the point I was trying to make was that Pay As You Go was almost like a crew that was put together, almost like the elites, if you want to call it that, and the man them that can get it moving.
Mm-hmm.
But then as maybe like they made a lot of money, maybe some egos, some differences, they kind of parted ways a little bit later on and formed different crews. Almost. Is that
Yeah,
so? Like Wiley made Roll Deep.
it's just time, innit? Time, just I
So
don't
this-
know
it was
what
more
I couldn't,
time, yeah.
I couldn't give you that exact reason because
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
everyone personally.
Facts.
But being closer to it, looking back now, it's just time and evolution, innit? Like so,
Yeah, nothing lasts forever almost.
nothing really lasts forever,
Yeah,
man.
real talk.
Even like Heartless crew have split up, like,
Yeah,
and they were
facts.
like,
There's only 3 of them as well. Yeah, that's a mad thing.
exactly. You get me? So
So it's easier to keep 3 together as well. You know what I
exactly.
mean?
So
Solid Crew was obviously a big group. But I mean, so the reason I thought of it like that was because God's Gift, for me, when I was younger, I used to love Gift and I used to
Yeah.
love Major Ace actually first before. But Wiley turned out to be my favourite amongst
Okay.
everyone.
okay,
Wiley and Kano were my 2 favourites
okay,
in the end from the whole grime thing. And the reason, like, I think when Wiley and Dizzy was doing the Roll Deep thing,
yeah.
you had one or the other that you loved more almost. Couple of the Donnies loved Dizzy more. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I
yeah.
preferred Wiley.
I was, you know what? I was always Wiley, but Dizzy is just cold. He's something
Oh,
else.
he's
He's
a
like
different animal, man.
extraterrestrial, like on this fam. He is an animal.
Great
like,
businessman as well, man.
Yeah,
He's proved that. I think apart from his signings, I think his own moves, great business.
bro,
You know
he's
what I
never
mean?
he's never put a foot wrong from what I could
Yeah.
see. He's aced this thing here.
100%.
And there's
Great role model, man.
He's good
to the
role,
industry.
and to not really have anyone else his footsteps to follow in.
through, yeah,
the way
yeah,
he's
yeah.
the way he's come through is, you know, it's
Different level, innit?
different level.
He got
different
his
All-
number 1 when he owned his label. For me, that's
Come on.
checkmate. You know what I mean?
That's-
You can do
yeah.
anything after that, really. For years to
Well,
come, you just got to have
yeah,
that and your track
Dizzy's-
record.
Dizzy's
innit? So
gone.
it's mad thing still. So
Yeah.
growing up in Bowie 3,
Yeah.
that must have been mad. That's the birthplace of almost like grime.
Yeah.
Like that wave, that Eskimo grime.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like,
Right.
even me, fam, I was a DJ going back to the early days.
Okay.
I was terrible. I say this in every podcast, fam. I don't give a shit. I was terrible, fam.
Yeah.
I had the ear for the right track to drop at the right time, but I couldn't mix for shit.
See,
You know what I mean? I wasn't good at all.
I
bro.
always wanted to be a DJ.
Oh,
I
shit,
couldn't
fam,
mix
man.
either. I wanted to be a DJ more than
Dan's
an
laughing in
MC.
the
I
background
couldn't
there,
mix
but he knows,
though.
fam, man. He knows that's why I'm a rapper, baby. But yeah, man. I used to. So I'm from West, right? So we had we had record shops in the West End, Black
Yeah.
Market, Uptown.
Yeah.
We had what ones do we have in West End? We had a few in it. Oh, Oxford Street, but yeah, like West End. There was Harrow and Uxbridge as well. So Divinal, Grove, Dub Vendor. Yeah, we had better outlets. But me, I used to jump on the train and go to Bowl to get the same record that I could have bought in my side of town, just
In
because I wanted
Rhythm
to feel the
Division,
ambience.
Yeah.
I wanted to feel the ambience, the energy of Bowie 3.
Listen, that Rhythm Division, that
you know.
was the hub. That was the hub. Even before man could MC, you as a youth, you'd go there, and the shop would be packed, and no one could get in, and you just hang around. You hang around at the side, and like with your little
You're gonna
group
meet
of friends,
someone, innit?
like you say, there's so and so, there's
This
so and
is
so.
it,
All the
fam.
but back then it was more DJs. There's obviously there was
Slimzy,
MCs and that,
Genius.
but the DJs were the top boys. Like see how
yeah,
the
yeah.
MCs are the top boys now. The DJs were the top boys, and you'd stand outside the Rhythm Division seat, and then if you could get in, and back then you just act like you're gonna buy something, but they know you ain't gonna buy nothing. Like you just.
You know what's mad? They used to have that argument in it back in the day. You used to get the most pussy, DJs or MCs,
Yeah.
and they used to say that DJs were bagging the most things in the
Probably
clubs
were.
and
They
shit.
probably
Yeah,
were.
yeah,
They
so
probably
was,
were.
They were the stars, fam.
Because the MC back then was more like just the host, innit? He was just
Facts.
keeping the DJ was the main thing.
The main center of attention.
Yeah.
innit? Yeah, he was selecting. The MC used to just do bits and bobs and that.
Yeah.
innit? So, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, it changed.
It changed.
Partly because of people like Pay As You Go, So Solid, Heartless Crew. They had so much characters that were spitting actual lyrics rather than just hyping the crowd. And it was like turned into
Lyrics, flows.
yeah, fam.
Lyrics and
flows,
flow. And
reloads, energy. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
and just the combination of just the energy, just MC just riding back to back. I was just fascinated with it, like back then. And
yeah, youth centre days and that.
Youth club is something we have to speak about
Yeah, we
because
just speak about Bow. What was it like, man? Talk to me. Let the
Bow,
people know. Bowie Free, we all wanted to be from there a little bit when we was younger.
Bowie free. I mean, out of all the for me personally, out of all the surrounding areas, like Hackney's close, Stratford's close. I would say
Victoria Park's around the corner, innit?
yeah, Victoria Park. It was alright growing up. It was not as much trouble as you would hear of in Hackney because both smaller than Hackney and Stratford. So you hear more trouble in like Hackney and Stratford.
Oh, Hackney's ghetto anyway.
Yeah,
man.
it's
Hackney's
ghetto.
got that
So
foundation,
I
innit,
think we
for
were
being
blessed
a
in a way that we
notorious
didn't like. Obviously, we had our fair share. Everyone has their fair share, but we were blessed in a way that, you know,
It wasn't.
I could be an MC and not have to worry as much as, you know, one of my fellow people from like Hackney and stuff. Some people put on the lifestyle that, because what I was saying to you earlier, we're products of our environment, innit?
Yeah, POME, man. Facts.
So whatever, when you're growing up, no child dreams of being like a drug dealer or anything.
I don't know, you know. I kind of.
No, but when I say no child, I mean from any when you're in a youth, and they say, "What do you want to be when you're older?"
Fam, listen.
So
it's true, you know.
So the
When you put
point,
it like that, because I used to want to be like RSPCA and some shit. When
I wanted to be a flipping
7.
lawyer.
I still want to be a lawyer.
I wanted to be a lawyer. I thought I would be good at arguing with people. But
Sharp phone, man.
yeah, but the point I was making is that, like, you know,
Yeah,
like
it's
there was a
only-
lot of MCs, there was a lot of music, there was a lot of DJs. So that was more of an option, innit?
So the reason people end up wanting to be a drug dealer is because of their.
They see it because they see it.
They see the older Donnies flash
Yeah,
with the chain and the car.
yeah, I
and
see the cars
chick.
that give me that you know that will give you the
Burning
desire.
desire.
It'll plant the seed, but
facts.
you know that's
real talk, man.
That's something else. But
I think that's true because you get like you'll get like a young buck that's got so much talent in another area, even like football, for example.
Yeah.
But because they grow up in an area where man's just getting fast though, you know what I mean? All the girls are trying to
they
be
can't
around
see
them
the
and
long
that.
term.
Yeah, they're short-sighted sometimes and they fall off of it.
Yeah,
when they
even
could
my
have had a
area, we
career.
had enough footballers, wicked bad boy footballers from Bow, pair of them, and none of them didn't really follow through because they didn't have the support, maybe the parents
right-
or
the
what,
right
the
motivation.
right motivation,
Yeah.
support. You know, only a few made it in football from the
Ashley
area.
Cole from over there.
Yeah, somewhere over there. Yeah.
You don't know him. You never met him or nothing
Ashley
like that.
Cole and his brother Matty Cole.
Oh, his brother's over there.
Yeah, you see Matty in the area sometimes, like
he's still
flying
about,
up,
yeah?
flying about in whatever
Jeez.
whip he's in. But yeah, they're
Nah, that's hard
they're
still.
from the manor still.
I mean, like we used to like go over there a lot, and I ended up meeting Sparky, Maximum, and
Yeah.
Risky through the record
Yeah,
shop.
yeah.
Sparky, blessed dude. I ain't seen him in about 10 years though. But
Sparky, yes, man. I don't know
Yeah.
where he is, you know, but
don't know,
he was,
fam, man.
cool brother.
Risky
good
was the
brother
person
there.
that I kind of connected with more than everyone.
Risky, yeah. So Risky, obviously everyone knows Risky Roads and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Risky was like a DJ as well. That's how
Oh,
I
swear
met.
down.
That's how I met Risky.
So,
So
was it
from
Risky
MC.
and Sparky, or was it?
No,
Nah.
but Sparky, he ran the record shop, innit?
Oh, so he was the guy that. Okay.
Yeah, he ran the record shop for years, and then I think he eventually ended up owning it. And then, so I know Sparky just from going in the record shop.
Yeah.
And kind of through Risky a little bit, like doing.
Risky was someone that I stayed in touch with, so he ended up making the artwork for my first mixtape. This Is Me back in 2007.
Okay.
He done my photo shoots and whatnot. Good dude. But through going to Bowl, I ended up on Risky Roads too.
Yeah.
And that was like a big. I didn't realize the power of the move at the time. And
I don't think anyone did.
Fam, the same morning I got rushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it in the lyric on the Impress the Kid track. But I got rushed down the bottom of my road by about 7 youths. I came out of it, knocking one youth out, but getting tucked in a little bit. But it was like I done well for the odds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I had to go home and change my top because it had blood on it and shit like that real quick to get on a train back to there because I didn't want to miss the opportunity.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I jumped on Risky
we
Roads
all-
just to drop a 16 after I've been battered basically, fam. And I was just lucky I had no marks, innit?
Yeah.
And I never spoke to him at the time and I didn't really know who he was or nothing like that, but Scorcher was after me.
Yeah.
So he was straight after or just before on the DVD. and then Courageous K, who I met, and he's cool, good guy. We follow each other and that. But yeah, I mean, being over there, you bump into certain people, and a lot of people became stars, man. A lot of people made a living off of it. So it's almost like a birthplace of grime, man.
It is the birthplace because, you know, what I was about to say earlier about the youth club. The youth clubs. That's where, for me personally, I watched it personally evolve. You know, what track was it? Wiley made a track. How does it go? I can't remember the name of it now. Nicole's Groove.
Oh yeah, with the trainer on the front, the Reebok trainer.
Yeah, Nicole's
Phase
Groove.
1.
Yeah, Nicole's Groove.
that.
Yeah,
That shit was crazy.
see when that track come out,
People didn't know it was him, right?
people weren't sure. People,
Yeah.
like, you heard it was Wiley, and it was like, nah, Wiley didn't make this.
That come out on Relentless Records. I
Yeah,
remember.
that's the one.
I
Yeah,
remember
come
it
out on
still.
Relentless. Now, when that track come out, Nicole's Groove, that's when it started changing because it was more like original house and garage, innit? So we were just MCing over that. But when that come out, even though it's got a vocal in it, that kind of changed it. That was one of the main tracks I remember. Me personally, that's when the sound started.
That was 2000.
Was that 2000? Yeah,
Googling it now, and
wow.
I don't really normally Google during the podcast,
so
but I felt like I needed
2000.
to know.
So I started MCing in about 97. I started trying. At first, I was trying.
So they were called, it was Phase 1 featuring MC Breeze and MC Wiley, but I know Wiley produced it, I think. From what I
Wiley
remember from the
produced
credits
it.
at the back of the record.
Wiley produced it, and Nicole.
I feel like I know it's not the podcast ain't solely about Will, but I mean, like, he's like we say, one of the foundations. He's almost like the Jay-Z of East London, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Making moves.
He is.
You feel me? And he was doing the whole DIY thing, press the records up, drop them in the car to the shop.
Yeah, I jumped on that. I used to do that for a little while. Me and All in One, we would even get records off Will.
Yeah.
Like,
To sell,
anyone who knows Will personally, he spreads a lot of love. He helps a lot of people.
Yeah,
you know, he's helped a lot of people in my community. In the community, he's always helped.
I believe that.
And you know, he used to me and All in One. He used to give us records. We'll come up even here, come up here even, and
to West and that.
come up to West. We go over to flipping Croydon,
everywhere,
all over Ilford, all over the place selling records, and we used to leave the records on SOR at Sale or Return.
Yeah,
and
the SOR was mad, innit?
Yeah, that was the thing, and then you come back like a week later, 2 weeks, hoping that they've sold, like, you know what I mean? You're not knowing what you're gonna collect.
I feel like the sale or return thing was mad because obviously, if they didn't sell the records, you come back gas ready to collect your money, and then be like, I ain't sold any, mate.
Yeah.
But being around Wiley, you probably had the opportunity to sell more, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
the energy and that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
obviously, if you're connected and that, and they start to know your face, and you're doing a little bit of music yourself.
Yeah.
You know, it helps.
Yeah, it's
all helps. It's all hand in hand, innit?
I mean, I remember like when I dropped my CD, the game was changing slightly. My Grime CD, This Is Me, I ended up putting it in ukrecordshop.com.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember them. They were based in West, but they would sell the CDs online. So they would you'd buy it online.
I remember
deliver it next day and shit like that. So it was a game changer.
Yeah.
I mean, being around the pirate radio scene in East, I think that was a key part of being able
pirate
to
radio scene, and you know what?
Being able to get big in the game, like
you say that the first thing that comes to my mind is crashing sets.
You know
there was an era. Sorry. I just have to go straight to the crashing of the sets, hijacking sets. That's where my name. That's what when I had my proper following, because obviously I took a little time off, but that's where it started to develop from, the crashing of sets. But obviously everyone knew each other a little bit. So
for the listeners that don't know what he's on about, Stamina Boy's a real hood brother. He weren't playing, man. He said, yo, I want in.
Crashing
That's
sets.
it, fam.
That's what we...
You're just running up on sets, basically. Like,
you knew where the radio... If you didn't know where the radio station was, someone knew, or you make a call.
Yeah.
You find out, you get there, and obviously whoever's on, you already kind of know them. So
a little bit.
A little bit.
But who cares anyway?
Who cares?
I feel you.
And you
we had Laylo in West. We was doing that.
Yeah. So that's, man had the hunger. You'd be out. We could be out doing whatever, hustling, whatever.
But
and you turn the radio, you're in your car, you turn the radio on. What? Roscoe? What? Flipping. Whoever's on Deja Vu. All right, cool. What, you rolling Deja, yeah? Boom.
Straight.
Cool. We just roll, jump on the set.
So I heard like from Uncle Google, yeah, that it was Wiley versus God's Gift and Wolfpack that got Grime kicked off Rinse. That
Wiley
don't sound
vs.
correct to me, but it sounds like
Grime
there's a
kicked off
story
with-
there, fam.
Wiley, what? Say that again.
It
Wiley
says,
vs. God's gift.
Yeah, that's what it says, fam. It says the set that got Grime kicked off rinse. Wiley vs. God's gift. It said the set. Let's have a little look. So it said the Mucky Wolfpack ran up on the set, forcefully removed Wiley from the mic, fam. But I thought that wouldn't have happened.
Nah.
Might be
Oh
miswrote.
no, you know. Oh, I remember what you. Yeah, no.
Was that 2006?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I wasn't there that time.
Oh,
Gift went
facts.
up there with some youngers from the area.
Okay.
But I think Gift might have had a disagreement with Wiley at the time over something else.
Yeah.
And they had a little scuffle.
Oh shit.
Gift and Wiley had a little scuffle. But this is like brethren shit. This is like
brothers fight.
brothers fight.
Brothers
So
fight.
that's what that was. But
So
it wasn't like, but it wasn't the main Wolfpack members. Like it was the youngers. As I said before, it was like there was like 30 members to Wolfpack.
Yeah,
so
Wolfpack was crazy, fam. So
Yeah.
you telling me there's 30 man in Wolfpack, yeah?
something like that, bro. There
Jeez.
was like there was Wolfpack members I didn't even know were members.
shit.
Like,
The Wolfpack was almost like was it like God's Gifts version of Roll Deep almost?
yeah,
like more
it was
gully,
it was basically his version.
but he was more from the dirt himself.
Yeah,
he's more from the road
So Wiley's more of a businessman. Gift,
with a talent
Gift,
from the ends, but he's still
Yeah, and-
hustler.
yeah,
He's a hustler,
hus-
not a gangster, kind of thing.
No, but don't get me wrong.
Still,
Wiley's,
but you know what?
Wiley's
Listen,
life, though. I've heard mad
fam,
stories of Wiley. Like,
I know this. I know this. The thing, let me get my point across because for me in life, this is my perspective in life. Everything you do should be G'd out, like G'd up and G'd out.
Yeah.
Like even if I discuss business with someone, I'm gonna do that G'd out. I'm gonna make sure he understands that I'm a man of my word. Because a gangster to me ain't someone they're gonna murder you.
yeah,
It's an individual that might hold a bit of weight, clarity,
yeah,
deal with their thing properly,
yeah.
morals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That
and
kind
someone,
of ethics.
and also someone who can think for themselves, who don't follow, who make their own kind of pattern in life.
real.
Pattern
Everyone's
makers.
different, innit?
Yeah,
But I mean, like, you get someone like Wiley that's real, 100% real. Does everything G'd out, but he's more of a hustler. You
Yeah.
get the hustler that
Yeah.
makes the P's or makes the moves, and then you get the GG, the guy that's
yeah.
out here no matter what. He's
Like
not really.
every organization, you got like the manager, you got the
Yeah.
owner, you got the security guard at the front of the shop, you got
Fact.
the.
Yeah.
It's so yeah.
Everyone plays their position, innit?
Yeah, so two different people.
So Gift made Wolfpack.
Gift made Wolfpack.
You had Nasty Crew was a whole different thing though, wasn't it? There weren't really no one from Pay As You Go that was around Nasty. Putting
Nah,
it. There's more
because
Marcus, wasn't it?
Yeah, Marcus Nasty. That he was like the head of the Nasty Crew and whatnot. Obviously they're from Newham, innit? So I didn't really know them guys as personal, but obviously I know like from the scene. I know them and whatnot. But
So who's your favourite in Nasty Crew? Because that's a discussion that a lot of people used to have.
it used to change. One point it was like Sharky Major. It was like,
Yeah,
who's the best
Sharky.
MC, Sharky or
I
Gift?
heard in East, Sharky Major was one of them like almost like the Nas guy. with
Yeah,
the-
yeah,
about
very smart brother.
200 words in a line and shit.
Listen, he's a very smart brother.
Yeah.
He's a very intelligent brother.
We getting Sharky on this soon, man.
You getting on him? Yeah, get him on here, man.
Sharky, you coming on,
Yeah.
fam?
Yeah, I'll link you up with him anyway.
Yeah, in fact, I got him on WhatsApp.
You
but
got
I
him,
think
yeah?
it's just- I met him in New Year's Eve drunk and shit, so hopefully he remembers me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shout out
Yeah,
to
man.
Sharky, good brother there still.
And then
So
D
yeah,
double?
D double, yeah.
Legend. Living legend, B.
Need that same one. You don't with D. You don't really need to even say
Yeah, that's true, man.
anything. And shout outs to D because after Nasty Crew, he's got the Newham Generals. He moved on and evolved
true,
and
man.
went forward with that. And I think they signed to Dirty Stank to Dizzy's. Dizzy
I didn't
come
really
and
feel
got
them, you know.
Didn't you
I'm
feel
not
them?
gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna. I love D double and I
Yeah.
do appreciate Footsie
Yeah.
and Plastic Man. I think he's in there. I'm not sure, but I just didn't get it. I don't know why, man. Maybe it was me. Maybe I shifted over to my taste in music or something. They were a bit more. They were like dubstep.
When they kind of shifted and went to Newham Generals and I stopped following it myself as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
I think they had a crowd, but I feel like
they've
it was a
got
dubstep thing.
they've got their own
bit
following,
left
innit?
field.
Yeah,
what I mean?
it went over there. But shout outs to D though because
Oh,
he
of
can do
course.
anything.
I
Dubstep.
like what they did because they're trying to, even if it didn't work for us, they were still trying to pioneer something, which is
Exactly, and they
legendary
kept
in its
it.
own
One
right.
good thing about them, they kept the feeling. They didn't try and they kept the originality,
Yeah, fact.
the skill, everything from the where it originated. They did, you know, because a lot of people, if they get a following or a crowd,
Yeah.
sometimes they change, but they didn't change, you know.
So what about I'm trying to think. What about? So D Double, I liked him in that academics denim jacket on the stairway. Practice hours.
Practice hours, yeah.
You get me?
Yeah, practice hours.
Cold.
Let me talk about practice hours though.
A+.
Shout out to A+, that's my dog. And see how I was saying we used to sell the records?
Yeah.
I used to sell the DVDs with A+ as well.
Oh, swear down.
Yeah, let me tell you a little story. Like, he had an old camera, he started filming. These times Wiley just started Eskimo dance.
Okay, yeah.
And so first, before practice hours, it was Eskimo dance.
Yeah.
So
A+ was classic, fam.
A+ will come and film Eskimo dance.
Okay.
Then put it onto a little
DVD.
DVD. Yeah. So me and him, he must one day just phone me, said, "Where are you?" I said, "Yeah, I'm at my house, at my mum's house." Yeah.
Yo.
Man just turned up at my door with a fucking Mac computer and a fucking screen and that. He said, "Right, we're gonna be pressing these DVDs up. This is the plan. Boom, boom, boom." So he would leave the master copy with me. I'd press them up, go to the fucking internet cafe, photocopy the front of the DVD.
Oh shit, like that.
He would buy the DVD cases, and I'll be making the flipping DVDs up.
So was literally in the house printing.
Yeah, in my bedroom.
And sliding them into
in my bedroom, going internet cafe, printing up, flipping 50 covers, 100 covers, whatever it was.
So you lot was
jumping on the train to fucking Croydon. West London. I can't even remember the names of the record shops.
I remember the Croydon one. That was on the market bit.
I can't remember the names of it.
I can't remember.
It was so long ago.
I can't remember the name of that shit.
Yeah, so that's basically where practice hours evolved from. It come from doing the Eskimo dances.
So really that's how like A+, you're part of foundation for practice hours DVD. Yeah. And then off the back of practice hours, you know what, A+, good dude, man.
Yeah, you met him, yeah?
Yeah, see, he's one of the people from East that I patterned with early.
Oh, okay.
A+, I think I met him in Rhythm Division as well, or something like that. Yeah. But when I was doing the grime rounds, I was tight with Wafer from Sludem.
Okay.
Sludem, I used to go on their radio station when they had that internet station.
Okay.
Over in Commercial Road in them studios there near Rinse and that. I think Rinse is over.
Yeah, near Cable Street.
Yeah, Cable, that's it.
Yeah.
We used to go over there and do sets, and we was like the only people from outside the East on the station.
Yeah.
But we used to get a lot of good hospitality from them, where other people used to be a bit shook to go there, you know what I mean? A+ I met before that, but I think where I was making a bit of noise in that as being like the guy from West doing the most moves and moving outside of, not because I was the best, but because I was moving outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah, you was repping,
I was
from
coming
early.
over to East, trying to get involved with some sets and some DVDs. But A+ helped me find the right people to press the CDs and that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also one who was managing Doctor as well. I forgot his name, man. That's my boy as well, so it's bad. Melanin and his brother. I can't remember his brother's name right now. It's bad.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. But they had a record label. They had Doctor, Essentials.
Essentials,
yeah,
Essentials. Big up Essentials.
See what I'm saying?
We done a few sets with them back in the day.
Old school.
We done, big up Essentials. There's like South London, Southeast London. Big up Essentials because we done.
They was like
sets with
they
them.
was almost like one of the Southeast people pushing the grime thing.
They were like the main ones, man.
Yeah,
they were
holding it down.
Yeah,
was that track in it? They had everyone on. But I mean, it's like if you haven't gathered it from the convo already, listeners, like East London, Bowl, all the way to Forest Gate, Plaistow, Leytonstone, all the way to Hackney, had a lot of key foundation players from the DVD side of things, the radio, the producers, the record shop outlets, and the MCs, like the headrunners.
Yeah, and it's so strange because no one writ this plan. It's like it's almost God given. Like
real talk.
It's like no one writ this plan. But how you just explained it, I never even looked at it like that. Because I'm in the eye of the storm, so I can't even.
Oh, you in the mix, fam.
Yeah, so the way you just put it is so right. We had like every man from every angle.
My boy, producer from over Tottenham side, he used to say to me, "Yo, cuz if you was from East, you would have blown." And I used to think he was just chatting shit, you know.
Imagine that. Look, A+ calling me.
Big up A+.
Big up A+. I'll call him back anyway.
Yeah, straight, man. Big up A+, man.
Yeah.
We might have to bring him on, bro.
Yeah. I'll hook that up.
I might try and get A+ and Risky on.
A+, that would be the perfect.
Time.
That would be the perfect.
See if we can get Target
I'll
as
hook
well,
that up.
man.
I'll hook that up. But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, I feel like if he said to me, I used to think he was just you know, saying it to make me feel better about not busting or something like that. But
Yeah.
as I got more experienced and kind of done more, I realized that all you need really is that sicker cosign.
You need cosign, consistency.
Had that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, which you had the consistency, and
Yeah,
we're speaking,
yeah.
and you had some connections and some links, and yeah, I mean, it's a blessing to be for me musically. I know I can go and record a project, and me being from East and being from the mix of it, I can kind of step out and step in anytime I kind of want. So anytime I do something, it's you know, it's kind of like it's kind of like having the keys to the kingdom, innit? Like I can go in and out anytime I want. So
I feel like
coming from that part is.
I feel like it's an interesting thing because Grime's back in fashion right now. It's back in style.
It's popping, mate. Everyone's jumping on it.
Yeah, I mean,
but
what's your thoughts on it right now?
But it's frustrating. No, it's my fault because I haven't been as consistent as I could be. But it's frustrating that like, you know, like some of the originals don't get as much shine. But you know, that's with that goes with every type of industry. Things move on, things change,
like
things grow.
Time moves.
Yeah, how time moves. So I mean, that's frustrating, but it's beautiful to see. You know, the art form. It's an art form. I call it. It's to see the art form grow, to see people appreciate it, to see people take interest. It's UK born. It's from the streets.
Yeah,
it's London. It's London born, and it's all people alike. Us, me, you. We all speak the same language. We're all from the same kind of thing. Environment. You know, different stories, but the same truth.
I used to feel like you could tell what side of London you was from by the grime you used to make as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to feel like you can tell if Donny's from East by even the lingo.
You can hear in the lingo. It's because it's from the streets. Each area has their own little certain words that you use over in West. Certain mannerisms. So it all comes through in the art form.
And
it
then
all comes through.
And that East was quite Cockney and that in a lot of places. Like they'll say words that youths in Northwest and West wouldn't really.
Yeah. See.
With, you know what I'm saying? But it was the same here as well. Like. You'd meet chicks from different ends and talk to them.
Yeah, because I used to go college in West in Paddington, City Westminster. So I knew a few. I knew Northwest guys. Yeah, a few dons from Northwest. So I was kind of accustomed to a little bit of the lingo.
Yeah.
I was always fascinated with guys from over this sort of way. So
like let's get this clear. No homo.
No homo.
Obviously.
Fascinated in
talks for itself, but you know these listeners. But basically, like I would like the way we wanted to go east. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, basically.
Like, right, it's different vibe.
Yeah, it's
I think Wiley used to like it. If he used to come lay low.
Yeah, people are living the same. Imagine imagine you're just in this bubble for years and you can't even see outside this bubble. And then you know you get to the age you go college, you spread your wings, and you're meeting other brothers that are like and girls and whatever, just people
different walks
that are just the same as you, but they're different. Like
I mean, I've always been like, I'm from West, so without being like biased, and I've always loved West the most.
Of course.
But I always feel like it's so super fly, super get money, super flossy, Northwest and West.
Yeah.
But also, I used to feel like South is Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Bang bang anywhere gang kind of thing. Like South get busy.
South's grimy, innit? It's grimy. That's what it is.
East used to be like a whole nother type of grimy because it was like you would meet the most ghetto looking brother, you know what I mean? And he would talk to you like, you're right, mate, yeah, fella.
What's happening, fella?
Yeah. He used to throw me off a little piece. And I didn't understand it, you get me? I used to think, he talk whiter than the guys in the pub, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
But it wasn't about
see
colour,
that regular around there.
It wasn't about colour and race, it was about culture. It was about where you're from and where you're at, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
It was crazy, like, man's just saying geezers and fellas and didn't look like he was supposed to say
sometimes
that shit,
I talk. Sometimes I'll catch myself talking like that because that's you know that's where I'm from and that's just
it's true. But
you know,
part and parcel
of the thing. But
So you mentioned Merkston was in the Wolf Pack.
Yeah, Merks. Shout out to Merks. He's doing his thing right now. You know, he's got the he had the track out with Chip all now.
Yeah, I caught that on Grime Daily.
Couple freestyles recently, getting good reception. But Merks is consistent, you know. Yeah. But
artist, isn't it?
Yeah, he's very consistent, very
makes
consistent.
Songs rather than just spit bars.
Yeah, makes songs. Takes his time with it.
For him,
was only aware of Merkston from the summer tune that when he done
Summertime.
with the pink polo and that. That's when I first heard of
those
him.
were the good times,
You
good
feel
old
me?
days, you know.
And then,
Bring back good
after
memories.
that, he was Movement. So
Yeah.
for me, I didn't know he was in Wolfpack, and so for him to go into the Movement,
Wolfpack kind of dispersed around. How can I? Yeah, around. Oh, see when you said around when Gift and Wiley had that thing, and Grime got kicked off of Rinse around that
so I
sort of
actually
time.
got kicked off because of that set.
Yeah.
Jeez, shit got real.
Shout out to Genius as well.
Yeah,
Genius
yeah.
don't play. He runs. He's a proper
Big dog,
businessman.
innit?
He's a proper
They
businessman.
got KTB, I think, right?
Yeah, he's got KTB. But the way he runs he runs a tight ship. So
facts.
he doesn't play. So Genius didn't like me at one point because I went up Rinse a few times unauthorized. yeah. But me and G are cool.
He's a fuck.
Yeah. So yeah. What
Big
was
up
I-
Genius, man. But
yeah. What was I
that's
saying?
how it
So
be, fam. You gotta take them opportunities or you miss out, right?
yeah, of course. That's
Facts.
it. It's all about
It's not personal.
making your own opportunities, making your own luck.
It ain't personal,
That's
man.
that's what
Never
you had to
personal.
do. So
You get
yeah,
me? Might have felt like it, but it weren't personal, right?
it weren't.
That's
It
it,
weren't.
fam.
Looking
You
back
get me?
now, none of it was personal. Everyone just had a dream. So, but yeah, Wolfpack kind of dispersed and broke up. Things started falling apart around 06, 07. People started doing their own thing. Merkston went Wolfpack.
Movement. Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
he left. None of us officially left. They weren't a thing like, yeah, I've left. It's just time. You just grow apart. You grow apart. You know.
So Merkston went into the Movement, which are probably the listeners, if they're a bit younger,
Yeah.
they missed out on Pay As You Go years. They definitely probably experienced Risky Roads turning into the Movement DVD with them.
Yeah.
Wretch 3-2, Scorcher,
Yeah.
Gets, Merkston, Devlin, like a super squad almost.
Yeah.
Like the young gunners at the time who were like the generation below the Wileys and the Dizzies, and
Yeah,
but that was super with it.
And this by this time now, the way people are spitting had changed up.
Yeah,
Like
tempo specialist, which is what they was running with, innit?
man are talking all like that fly shit by now, like
Slowing it down, speeding it
yeah,
up.
fly shit, like the way that the flow is and everything is just like people had a lot of influence from like Rockefeller and
Yeah, facts,
Young
man.
Guns
100%,
and all these
man.
like. So it was kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
movement
we'll
were kind of like like one
There's
of them.
like a change in a shift in the sound as well, because
Yeah.
Logan Sama come on to Kiss,
Mm.
and now Grime was on every Monday, and there's the War Report.
Yeah.
They
Shit.
You know
The
what I'm
war-
saying? I just
so
thought of
much
it now.
stuff.
I just thought of it right now.
Yeah, the
because
War Report.
I'm thinking like, why did the music change so much? And I think it's because of growth, organic growth. And I think that at the time, a lot of people was saying like, yo, like Gets was the illest. Then Scorch is the illest.
Yeah.
Then they was like, oh, Merkston makes good songs. And then Wretch was somewhere in between, almost.
Yeah,
and it was like, me personally, we used to chill outside the shop, like in the ends and that, in the summer and that, Bear Man and that. And it was always like, the movement was the topic of most.
Topic,
Yeah, and I'd say, and that's even amongst grimy shotters and that, like not even just like.
See, this is good to hear.
It
You don't
is,
even
fam.
know. Imagine
Nah, you don't, this is the
imagine
thing.
you're putting in this work and you don't even know
You don't
who's
even
like
know who's
appreciating
listening.
your
You don't.
craft.
The truth is, we got Instagram. You might get 200 likes, 50 likes, whatever, but you don't know how many people are preying you and who's watching you. 'Cause it only takes one set of eyes to really say, "Yo, I fucks with this. I'm gonna put some paper into it."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
For
Real
real.
talk.
For real.
So it's like you got, and it only takes a hit to be gone as well. We've seen that Western from West. You know,
Yeah.
they recorded their track.
Where are they from?
They're from Bush and Grove.
Bush
and,
yeah.
wait, where's Hailey's from Fulham, innit? Yeah. So who's from Zot? Oh yeah. Big up LB, man. Of course,
Yeah.
man. But the thing is, like, even I don't know. I only know like LB really, but the truth is, just to see youths from the ends from West
Yeah.
come together, make some music that turned out to be good music, and the people took it in and ate it up. Shout out Morgan Keys as well, man. And that's he come from obviously SBTV, and now he's doing his thing as a manager and whatnot. He's got Deneo and you see him. He's almost like what we needed in West when Grime was big, but we never had any of that. We never had that dude that could pattern and link you to this label or that to that person. like East had. And
because
that's so you lot was doing that long time.
yeah.
That's why me as a businessman and a passionate music lover saw that and was like, yo, like, Bowls, it wasn't even just easy.
But you see, the thing is, you see, like you said, you got someone to pattern it and whatnot. I think it was seeing Bow and East London, because there's so much people doing it, because it's like, it's so compressed and so compact with so much different people do. You're bound to network, bump into someone. Things are bound to happen. As long as you're on your job and you're producing a product, you know, as long as you're working, you're gonna, you know, something's gonna happen, because it was happening so much and still is happening. And now, you know what the music scene is like? It's like how Bow was. It's just like the music scene is. I'm not, obviously I'm from Bow, so I'm gonna be pro Bow. Like you're from West, you're gonna be pro West. But it's almost like the scene is how Bow was. That's in its own little way. And you can say whatever end you're from, it's like the scene is your ends, but just.
But bro, I think you're right about your ends, but not about others. I feel like you see, so we had Laylo FM, which was the home of grime in West, right? You had Half the Block, Gully Movements, Dead Serious, D-Link, Screwface, just bare man in it, basically different groups and sets, but people wasn't really fucking with each other because of it was like street, obviously, like you said, it come from the ground. People were confusing it, I think, and in West there was no superstar yet. So it was almost like
no
who's
one
going
to
be
lead
first?
It, no one to
no one to lead the pack, bro. And it was almost like we're going to be first.
No one to look to,
You feel me? So let's not bring them in, and I don't know if that's true, but it's how it felt.
Yeah, it's politics.
Politics, fam. Good politics, man. But politics. I mean, it was mad. I think SLK from Northwest.
Yeah, SLK. Really, I remember them.
Like, salute, man. Them man there popped it off this side of London a little bit more.
Rough Squad had a SLK. Wait, who had a clash with SLK? Who's the members of SLK again?
Flirta D.
Yeah. Big up
Suavo. Vectra.
Yeah, I remember Suavo. He used to come to the college that I went to over.
Yeah, I know Suavo. He was at my video shoot the other week. Suavo's my dog, man. I know he went that college still.
Yeah, I remember Suavo. Big up.
To the front and back. Forearms. And then we had a musical mob, which were Rugrat, Disman.
Yeah, I remember Rugrat. When he from Mozart. Yeah.
But Scrapstar was in SLK, and he's Scraps now, the rapper.
Oh yeah, was he in SLK? Yeah. Okay. But I remember Rugrat. He even come to the ends a few times to link Gift a few times.
You know what?
What's his name? What's that lyric? Where he had a lyric, I remember. I'm from the Mozart manor. Where I come from, there's big on fire. Yeah.
That's not from the ends. That's from the ends too. Are you really from the ends too? The hood, the Scratchy and I think it's E something, the producer. But that's Mozart Manor. Yeah. Man, like Tony Montana.
Yeah. That was a bad lyric.
Man. I want Rugrat on it still. I tweeted him yesterday to get his number again because me, Rugrat, Iceman. Iceman's in jail now, obviously, man. Free Ice, but
okay.
We done bare tunes together back in the day, like when we was just trying to get loads of West people on tracks and that. Yeah. And then like Rugrat was doing rap for a little while. I don't know if he's still doing rap. I think he's just supporting his man name because a couple of his man names on right now. They're doing their thing. So it's like he's just like one of the G's from the ends holding down the clique. You know what I mean? Right. But from West, we had them lot that really made the noise the most out of everyone from West and Northwest. And SLK and Musical Mob kind of linked up a lot to do a lot of big sets and that back then. Yeah. And they were moving Gali too. And that's they summed up our ends, fam. The way they was moving.
That's it.
For me, they kept it gangster, bruv. People was like sleeping on West and Northwest, thinking that is like it's you said, cups of teas and crumpets. Yeah, and that, you know some people think it's. I think they'd be for Nasty Crew, bruv. Some are Nasty Crew. Not all of them, though.
It was Gets. Gets had something with Bashi. And Flirta.
Yeah, Flirta D.
Didn't Flirta have something with? I can't even remember. He's so old, but flots, So, but look now, like loads of little ends had little passes and that, but the scene grown so much that people have even forgot about all these sort of things, and everyone it's just one big corporation. Everyone's just
you see them man, they're floating around each other now, doing new stuff, making money. Because money at the end of the day is what we're here for, man.
That's where it all started, money, bro. Like, really, just think about it, yeah. People on the roads because they want money, yeah. Then there's this music thing that's just a hobby or whatever. And now then by the time you get older, there's only certain things you can do for so long. So now it's like the music is the grind now. Where once upon a time being on the road dealing with whatever you're dealing with was the grind, but now it's beautiful because music is the actual grind.
People can make money from it, man.
Yeah, people can make money. People,
I think like without being like negative and that, I think there's a lot of mans that ain't really making a lot from it. Putting probably maybe money in and getting it back. Maybe like I don't know. I can't say it for certain. I haven't seen any bank statements or anything, but for me, I always felt like you have to have a hustle on the side. Always, you
Of
have
course.
to be doing something else.
Of course, man.
No matter what it is, it has to be
It's
something
not like
else.
a job. There's no
Nah.
set
But
wage at the end.
again, when you
but-
get to like the stage where you got a hit record, you're alright. You can perform that record all year, every show,
yeah,
and eat.
Plus, you're getting royalties.
Yeah, you
and-
see what I'm
and
saying?
what-
Then you
and
probably
whatnot.
got your second track will do well by default anyway.
Yeah, because people
feel
are
me?
anticipating what you're.
Yeah, even if it's
People
only
are gonna
half the sales, but
anticipate.
if you got a hit, it's still half is it's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like you had trying to think, I was talking about them. You had so Skepta's doing really well now.
Yeah,
You can tell Skepta's
Shout
gonna
out to
do well for
Skepta.
sales and touring
yeah,
and merch,
yeah.
sponsors. He'll never have to have a side hustle. We know that. That's him. He's a star in his own right.
Yeah.
People like Section Boys are doing really well now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Section Boys, the reason I bring them up is because in the barbershop, when people are discussing Section Boys,
Yeah.
they're saying that they're man of grime, fam.
Grime.
Yeah. I'm at first I'm saying they're just dons from South doing trap music, right? But then
It is grime, though, really.
yeah, but then people are saying their man is kind of trap grime.
Yeah, because what
You
they're
feel me?
chatting about is trap, but
Mm.
like if you listen to the beats and like
See what I'm saying?
it's grime, man.
'Cause they
Grime,
done
like
the cover
this
of
is what I
Oi.
don't like. You know, like when I hear people like when I hear people
Pigeonholing that.
when I hear people criticizing and critiquing different people's music and like you know I hear a lot like then be a grime artist. He might bring out a mixtape, album, whatnot,
Yeah.
EP. And I'll hear someone say like, "Oh, but there's only one grime track on there. This, that. Like, this is the like this. Don't forget where this comes from and what it was. Like, it comes from the streets. And when I say the streets, I don't mean just doing illegal things and whatnot. It comes from the streets. It comes from like community. Yeah. So
Yeah.
when you call it grime, yeah, it doesn't have to be. Well, obviously it's a
Does it have to be
140.
140 tempo to be grime. Is that
To me, it don't,
No.
because I've got tunes that ain't 140 tempo, but I'm grime.
Yeah,
You get me? I'm still talking
You're a
what I'm
grime guy,
talking.
yeah,
I'm still
yeah.
expressing my experience, and that's why it changed from garage to grime because of experience. So
Yeah.
that's what made it grime.
feel if it was grime.
Yeah, our experience, our streets, like when see like take Stormzy for instance. For me,
Yeah.
listen to Stormzy, like he expresses the frustration of the youth.
Yeah.
You get a lot of youths are frustrated out there. And that's why this is why I think one of the reasons why Stormzy's so big, because in the energy that he puts out, you can hear the frustration and the anger, the attitude, but he uses it in a positive way. So let's not forget where this thing comes from.
How you
So
feel about Stormzy as a holding it down as one of the new generation?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, bro. I follow
isn't it?
no homo. I follow him on fucking what's it, Insta and what's
that's not
the
homo,
what's the
man.
other one, Snapchat.
That's supportive, fam.
Yeah, and
He's got a lot of movement.
bro, I
Big
love
one,
it.
should I say.
I love it. And I always see him, he's got his people around him and he's bringing people with him and he's just constantly working, constantly active and receiving the dues.
Their
and-
own around
yeah,
to make
and-
a little something out of it too, man.
Yeah, and this is
feel
what
me?
we don't get. We don't get enough artists receiving the dues that they're due.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
yeah,
what I mean? Not everyone's going to make it, let's be honest.
True.
But, you know,
When I first heard him, it was a young G from my ends, active road shoot as well, young gunner. He was always coming to my crib after finishing his day and that to kick it and sip some Henny and that.
yeah,
And he used to show me his old tunes on the iPad, like, yo, this guy from Croydon, he runs Croydon. You know how the youngest gas it, like, they hear the war stories and that.
Yeah.
And then I met Stormzy for about a minute or two at one show we was both at in Camden. Tall guy,
Yeah.
but he just seemed cool, like, good dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not in a way where I can see why people took to him.
Cool.
Because he seemed
He doesn't give
like
you
a
a reason not to
normal
like
brother.
him.
Yeah,
like.
normal brother, doing his thing, talking. I feel right. So the reason I go back to like when I first heard of him is because I think he filled a void. I feel like he was around doing the right things at the right time, because when I first heard him, it was way late. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna act like I knew about him early. It was late. What's the track that he had, fam? With like it was his main record.
Or that shut up tune.
Nah, way
before that, yeah.
About the
Okay.
year or two before that. You know, we had the track where it was it's not that deep or something. I don't know.
Oh, I think it's not that deep.
Yeah, where they're riding the bike on the video and shit. But when I heard it in the barbershop on One Extra, I thought the chorus was Dot Rotten, and then I thought the verses were someone else.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh shit, this is dope. It's
Yeah,
a dope
yeah.
record, man. That sound like Dot Rotten or something.
Yeah.
But they're both from South anyway,
Yeah,
and they're
so-
both
so they're gonna have
grime.
a
So it was
similar-
like
yeah, they're gonna have a
it weren't
similar-
that similar once I listened to it more. But
Okay.
it hit me that day as something that was missing. I ain't heard a track like this for a while.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Reminding me of Dot Rotten's Run.
And that's people. That's how it comes about. People feel a void, or
Fact.
you know, people like you see with music. There's a lot of like people will jump on bandwagons and that, and then someone will just slip through the side and just come in with something something no one else was thinking about. You know what I mean?
From South and that, you always had like, I feel like South, they had like gangster grime. You know what I'm saying?
Who was that? Oh, what were they?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Roadside G's.
What was that?
R.A.
MC's? No, there's another one. Desperado.
Oh, that's my boy, man.
Is that your boy? Yeah.
He messaged me today, man.
Serious?
Yeah, me and Desperado got tracks, man.
Yeah.
We used to do mad tracks
I remember
together.
Desperado. He was serious. He was a serious mic man, and he had some like
using OGs
lyrics about running up in your crib and this, that, and you know,
He was hard, man. Cause I took Desperado on Cameo showing me when I done my mixtape, right?
Yeah.
In like 08, it was me, Desperado, so South Soldiers and Dog Pound. Dog Pound were from Cold Boy and the man and that from South Norwoods as well.
Yeah.
They were all like pretty similar in the fact that I always thought they were gangster grime. You know, like the youths, them youths that, and I say youths, man, them that were spitting.
That's what it is. It's gangster grime.
But they look cruddy, dress cruddy, acted cruddy, and their words and pronunciations were more ghetto.
Yeah,
more like everything was crud, you know what I mean?
They're
you had
not
R.A.
Yeah, they're not
Roadside G's.
Yeah, Roadside G's. They're not being apologetic. They're not like trying to.
They
not trying to please no one.
They
just
took it to the gunplay shit and the Mac 10s and they didn't talk about shanks and that. They were talking about letting off that spinner and that, you know what I mean? And they was doing that in Brixton and shit. So it was like, I always liked South Grime. I loved West Grime as well. Hot Off the Block.
Yeah.
Musical Mob, SLK. Who's a lot of the other crews? There's so many, man. The OTT, Dead Serious Man, them. I just liked it because West was always on some crud as well. We was almost like South because if you look at the map, like by the time you hit Hammersmith from South, 15 minutes, really. Clapham Junction to Hammersmith, 15 minutes.
Wow.
Like you can walk it if it's a nice day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Grove and Bush and that had its own gangster shit going on at the time anyway, so it was almost like we loved them. But when it come to North, they had their G's as well that were doing their thing.
Of course.
And also East. Now, going back to East, left that the best to last, obviously, because it's your side of town and that's how we're talking about it. But there was a few individuals from East that I used to think. I used to love the dirt fam, the dirt crud talk. You get me?
We got Rico Dan.
Rico Dan.
Oh, he's a G from day. Like, when we're on this talking this crud shit, Rico
was a serious guy.
Yeah, Rico's 30. Even Rico's one of the reason why I started MC listening to Rico when he was a jungle MC, and Wiley when he was a jungle MC.
Silk shirts on and that.
Yeah, them man were jungle MCs. Rinse FM every Sunday 3 to 5. I'm talking like 96, 97.
Rinse was going then.
Yeah,
no,
Rinse was in the block that I flipping lived in. Like,
oh shit.
Like, so the block I grew up in, the tower block I grew up in, Wiley. I can't remember what floor he lived on, but he
lived in the same block as Wiley?
Yeah, I lived in the same block as Wiley. Rinse FM was in Wiley's house at one point. Like,
yo, see, like, this is what the people then don't
know.
Yeah,
Will's just mad. Like, it's like, what was the story? Like, his dad went on holiday, then he just bought the radio station in his yard, like
his crib. So
what?
Wiley, you must know some mad Wiley stories, man. We already heard about the set, obviously the scuffle and that, but that's. And we've already heard.
I'll tell you one of my bridges told me the other day. Wiley robbed the jewellers once. He licked off a jewellers.
Yo, Wiley, you still got the goods.
That was that's one I'll give you. I won't go into detail, but he licked off a jewellers.
What's it called? Statutations or something? Where if it's over 6 years ago, I don't know if
is it.
Still. I heard about that. Yeah, I don't know if it's in
I don't know, but I'll just leave it there. He licked off a jewellers once.
This is a myth, by the way.
It's a myth.
It's not fact.
It's not
I know it's called Real Talk True Stories.
This is strictly for promotional use only.
But like for instance, I don't even know if Wiley remember himself. Like Wiley rang me once, and he was on the phone to me for like 4 hours, fam.
Yeah.
And I used to ring him from my work phone. I worked some little shitty job, like part time. Yeah. And your boss used to duck out and leave me, so I used to rinse their landline. I used to make my music network work for me while I was getting paid, innit? So I used to like ring everyone in the industry off this mad number, knowing that they will pick up because it looks like an office. So I used to trick Donnies into picking up people that was ignoring my call and shit, motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so me and Wiley got a missed call from the office line.
Yeah,
rings it back. I don't know if you remember this, but he stayed on the phone to me for ages, fam. He rang me, and then Wiley used to just tell me mad stories about the East and this, that, and he used to tell me that, like, yeah, you West guy is sick, fam. You lot are sick. Like, yeah, it's mad, bruv. Like, you'll just go on a set. You don't care if you, like, you just on it for a white boy or he'll just say mad shit like that. And I was putting together a show, right? Because a lot of the time we'd do Grime and half the crew wouldn't turn up because one got nicked or one's got his baby mother drama or whatever. So I ended up having a 2-hour show where I do the first hour of playing dubs, vocal dubs, like official tracks and shit. And I ended up getting vocals off various people throughout. I become tight with J2K through that. Yeah. Red Rum. I don't know if you know Red Rum.
Red Rum.
Special Delivery.
Special Delivery.
Major Ace,
Major Ace. Red Rum. Yeah.
Red Rum. He was good Donny as well. And
Red Rum. I heard he's in a band now. Like.
Red Rum's a fucking
is he in a
gym
band
instructor,
or something?
bro.
Yeah.
He's a fucking hench motherfucker now.
Ain't he in a band or something? I heard
I don't know. I found him on Instagram and that we caught up, man. But he was
Special Delivery.
He was pushing more weights than your average. Put it this way.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. He's looking hench.
He's into the weights and that.
But fucking so I made bare links through that. But Wiley was talking to me, and I always wanted a beat off him for my mixtape.
Yeah.
So we would get like an hour in or whatever. But this time we were hours in.
Yeah.
And I said to him, yo, Will, like, I really want a beat for my mixtape, man. Yo, if a man's in Atlanta, I gotta go, you know. Safe. And hang up on me.
Like, fucking madman.
I'm in Atlanta. He rang me from Atlanta for hours to talk and then hung up on me at the end. But it weren't. He would do that, and I knew it wasn't like a personal thing, even though it's always personal when it's like that. But
he would have just bumped into someone and just.
But he ended up saying to me the next conversation, like, yo, I've got a number for you for Danny Weed. Yeah. You need to ring him and he's gonna give you a beat. So he started lining up with other people because he didn't have beats for me or whatever. So he was trying to like still show love and whatnot.
Yeah, Danny Weed. Danny Weed he's like the DJ, Roll D.
Yeah, Roll D. Creeper, innit?
Yeah, Creeper. Danny like produces now and I think he does A&R work.
Yeah, got Danny, man.
But you got Danny. He always tells me to come studio and I flipping just lose his number or lose my phone and stuff.
Yeah,
like, this is what I'm saying, bro.
So then Danny didn't pick up.
Yeah.
So I ring Wiley back because this time I'm not having it. And I say, yo, this number's a dud, fam. And he go, nah, it's not, blood. And I say, yeah, it's not happening, man. And they go, alright, take Target's number.
Give you Target's number.
And they gave me Target's number for beat. So I ring Target picks up.
Targo embargo.
Targo, you know. And then Targo ends up talking to me for about half hour. And it turns out he lives in like South Norwood all of a sudden or something instead of the East at the time. And that's where the Dog Pound Donnies that I was working with were living. Yeah. And it was like, yo, like, we connected. He told me one day he just started the BBC show and he told me to come through to drop some dubs and that. The minute I get there, because the number had come from Wiley, and this is where I want Wiley to be clear to Wiley that I big him up and respect him highly just off of this one thing that he doesn't even know that he done.
Yeah, little.
So Target brings me to Radio 1 building. I come to the security desk. Target's like, nah, he's with me. He's cool. Yeah. He's like, oh, you met Westwood? Nah. Let's go meet Westwood. He's on right quickly, now. Yeah. Go in Westwood's room. Yo, Westwood, this is AS Wiley's boy. Yeah. I want Wiley's boy. But the way he said it, Westwood's like, oh yeah, word. Yeah. What you saying? Like, oh yeah, you put in that work, baby. You know what I mean? And then it turned into like, he saw the mixtape and how official it looked with the cover and the art and the barcodes and that. And then he wanted me on. So it gave me a voice and a platform just through the introductory and the connection. And then he took me to Semtex straight after. He played my track. He would send me beats to vocal, like, even though they weren't officially for me, there would be versions, you know, where everyone had a version. Yeah, but it means I would get slotted in on, you know, like the shows.
Version or whatever instrument was popping right now.
Yeah, it would go from like, what's it called, Craze from Sludem's version into Slick's version into ASB
and
version.
Just slip yours,
you feel me? And that was where I saw a platform that East was doing, where they was like doing what Ragga done before, reggae, and
you know, when they have, like,
Egyptian rhythm and them
everything comes from something in it, so that's
sick though.
Yeah, that's
to be able to take it and turn it into your, like, and everyone jump on the same.
But remember when everyone was warring, there was the ice rink. Remember that rhythm, ice rink, and there was a few others, man. I can't even remember, but yeah, ice rink was one of the main ones. Who was it? All in One. I think he was my favourite ice rink. He had my. That was his. Shout out to All In though, because he is the one who kind of started bringing me on different radio stations.
Yeah, that joint in it. Titty
Yeah.
sucking and fucking the bitches all in one.
Titty sucking all in one. Glick Glock strap, I got it all in one.
It was hard. So all in one and Scam on the Boy was 2 people I wanted more from.
Yeah.
That's true.
All in put in more work though. He had a mixtape and everything.
You have a whole mixtape, yeah?
Yeah, I can't even remember what it's called, bro.
So
This is
mixtapes
bad.
and warring, we're gonna run with that for a second, bro. I feel like that's where we're going with it, man.
Yeah.
Mixtapes, you was on Rough Squad's mixtape, no?
Guns N' Roses.
Was you on that?
Yeah, I was on Guns N' Roses. The tune was called Guns N' Roses, I
You
think.
was on, you was on the actual track Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, the track Guns N' Roses.
You was on Practice Hours.
Practice hours I've
Aim
done.
High.
On Aim High, big
This
up
is Target,
Target for
yeah.
bringing man through. Target always supports my music. I've never put out one of my own mixtapes, you know.
Yeah.
Never put out one. I've always
Is it
recorded.
coming?
Yeah,
Maybe?
it's been coming.
Is it an EP
No,
or
it's
something, isn't it?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
coming.
facts.
It's coming, man. It is actually coming. I'm not gonna say a date
Nah,
or
you can't.
I'm not one of them coming soon niggas though. Like, yeah, coming soon. Like,
Oh.
when it comes, innit?
It happened to me, man. We
Yeah.
went on to Logan's show and he was like, "So what's the date on the mixtape?" And I'm on Kiss 100 on Monday night,
Yeah,
and my phone's popping off. Obviously, come on there, and he's like,
Yeah.
and I was like, "It's coming soon." And Black the
Yeah.
Ripper rang me after. He's like, "Yo, fam, like your interview was sick, fam, but don't ever say coming soon."
yeah.
Like,
It's not a
shout
coming
out Black
soon.
the
thing.
Ripper, you get me? Like,
Yeah.
I was like, "Yo," he was like, "Yeah, you can't say coming soon, you know, fam.
Yeah.
You might as well just say it's not."
When I'm
There's no
ready,
date yet on
when
that,
I'm
you know?
ready, when I'm ready, I'm ready. That's all I'll say. When I'm ready, I'll drop it. You'll be the first to know.
Yeah, we're
So-
gonna bring you back on anyway, man. Once this we're gonna do we're gonna open up some new avenues with this. So
Yeah,
I mean, Warring East.
Warren.
East had a lot of clashes. Man.
Rico and Nico.
Rico, oh yeah,
Yeah,
Wolfpack.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
there was Wiley
Alright.
and Dogs. That's probably the best war ever.
Is that your favorite? Is it?
Probably. Dogs, like, shout out to Will, all due respect, but Dogs killed him. Like,
Oh,
Dogs killed him. And I was in the studio at the start of this year with Getz at
Yeah.
the Relentless studio down in Tottenham Court Road, working on one of Getz's mixtapes.
Okay.
So I'm on that. I think, is it a Fuck Radio mixtape I'm on? I don't know what he's
Oh, they're
doing with
working
that.
on that at the moment, right?
Yeah, well, I think, to my knowledge, it was completed, but I don't know. He said that he was moving studio and
Obviously, he's got the project with Root Kid, so maybe it's
yeah,
on the back
it
burner,
got
innit?
it got pushed
Yeah.
back. So I'm on that mixtape as well.
Yeah,
So
big gets, man.
big up Gets. But we bumped into Dogs. Like, he was just walking
That same
past
day?
the studio,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
on a random one.
Oh,
So he
shit.
come in the studio and he got him on a track and all that. But
No
we was
way,
all,
it's
we was
like
all
that.
chatting about the war. We was chatting about the war.
Right, yeah,
And,
that foundation clash.
Yeah, we was chatting about it, and that was probably the most significant one. Like Wiley
Yeah,
and
I felt
Dogs.
like
then
Dukes
there was
did that as well.
yeah, then
like
there was
Dukes did that
even
as well.
Gift and Rico had a war together.
Gift was an animal, man.
Yeah, Wiley,
Had a big voice.
Kano, like there was
Wiley
so
and Kano
many.
one was sick, but it was friendly clash, innit? Almost.
It was so many. All these wars, like it kept the flame going. Like,
Yeah,
you know, like something could get boring if you hear the
competitive
same.
nature of hip-hop,
But that
but grime was more even the same thing, innit? It's like
yeah,
they started in hip hop battling, innit?
in battling, and then it
Bronx and shit, and then it grew
and
into
it-
art form and that.
yeah, and then it just comes through over
Yeah,
into
yeah.
over into our
50
field.
Cent made a lot of record sales off of sending shots. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
Real
killed
talk.
what's his name? It
Ja
ended
Rule.
Ja Rule.
Yeah. he
That was
rocked
sad,
still.
man. That was sad still. But
Big up Queens, man. Nah, I think Ja Rule was sick though. I
Yeah.
thought he was a sick artist, man. Great music.
I
and
can
feel like
appreciate
it's
him
timely
more
as well.
now. Back then, I couldn't appreciate him because
Yeah, we were trying to be cruddy, innit?
yeah, cool.
But you know, the truth of the matter is, I think it was timing as well. I think they was already on their way out, and 50 Cent just put the nail in the coffin. But he
See?
just made it look more glossy.
Yeah,
He was smart.
he
He was calculated.
capitalized off of it.
That's why he's a
Maybe.
winner, fam, over and over again, because he's a beast.
Yeah,
You know what they say? I think it's in the 48 Laws of Power. They say that kill your enemy completely.
yeah.
So if they're half dead, they come back harder. If that makes sense.
Okay.
You know, like if someone's. If
have you read that
survive-
book here? That 48
48
Laws, yeah?
read parts of that still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've a long time ago I read that still.
Okay.
It's a couple of books I was reading still.
Yeah.
There's one called See You at the Top as well. For anyone that's trying to get that money, man, that's a great book.
Is that a good one? See you at the
Very-
top. Is that
yeah,
by
yeah, that's Zig Ziglar.
Zig
So he's
Ziglar?
like a
Yeah.
motivational
Yeah,
legend.
yeah. I heard of Zig Ziglar stuff.
But he says mad quotes and one-liners and things in there that will make you
Yeah.
adjust your mindset.
Okay.
So like a positive attitude rather than
Yeah.
negative, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not about like shitting on no one. It's about empowering
Empowering yourself.
as well, to be a bigger,
Yeah, uplifting yourself. Yeah.
motivational, and it's sick, man. It's sick, but yeah, man. The books itself is like, that's why 50 obviously buried Ja Rule, man.
Yeah.
Because it was almost like he's dying out a little bit, but the public don't know why, because it was all to do with court cases for Murder Inc., innit?
Oh, is it?
Yeah. They was under investigation.
Oh yeah, the whole
money
the money got
ceased.
frozen
Yeah,
and all
once
that.
your
Yeah.
assets get frozen, you fucked, innit?
Yeah, you got no money, you can't do
just
nothing.
started again, and what's his name? Lobos.
Lobos.
Gay drug dealer, dude.
Yeah.
Whatever, the Colombian dude. He's now in witness protection with his assets froze.
Yeah, I did. Have you watched it?
I
Yeah,
watched it last night, man.
yeah. I need to watch it.
I didn't want to watch it all in one. Like, I wanted to watch it all in once, but I couldn't help myself, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's it, man. There's war is like always going on around the world, man.
Yeah.
In some way, shape, or form, and in some ways it's a shame, but in others, like clashing, brings some great moments.
It does, because every day is a battle. Every day is a battle. So
I think when Logan ran with a war report, that was almost like him as a fan of grime, loving the legendary Lord of the Mics and the Clashes, bringing it to the radio.
Bring it to the radio and giving it a positive light, because you can be seen in like a negative light, but it's a positive light. If it's competitive, people are locked in every week. People are like, oh yeah, what we're gonna hear this week? It's like
they was more excited to hear the reply than to hear the new hit song by someone else.
That's it. And it keeps the power with us, with the streets, with the you know what I mean.
They had like the Frisco and Scorcher disses on the war report and that. I like that clash a little bit. It didn't go far because obviously it was a bit
Frisco.
tense.
Actually, Frisco used to be my actual favorite. Like
He's a G fan.
Frisco was like my favorite MC. Right, like around we used to Heat FM. Heat FM. And there was
Venom Crew on there and all that.
Venom Crew. Heat FM was a fucking danger zone to go there.
Yeah, we used to go there. Chris J.
Yeah, Chris J. I remember him.
Man,
yeah, that was one way in, one way out. It was just mad. Like, we used to get on the fucking bus or the train. Not even the train. We used to bus it to fucking Tottenham.
Lane was the one I used to go to rather than the other one. I never went to one before that.
Yeah.
I used to go there with DJ Eastwood and Dynasty and that Marcy Phonics and Hyper.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm thinking like, so Scorcher and Frisco. Going into Scorcher, you've done tracks with Scorcher, right?
Yeah.
When I googled you, it popped up as he's produced for you.
He's well. I got what tune? I got a tune called Bait Face Girl, produced by Dirt Danger.
Yeah.
Shout out Dirt. Scorcher's got a verse on that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only tune me and him have got together.
That's
but
the only one, yeah.
but obviously.
Did he produce for you for another track or am I?
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
He's a good producer, man.
He's a sick producer. Actually,
Yeah,
I've got some old beats of his that he's given me on my laptop, but I didn't actually
Old
ever
school,
do any of them. But see, because Mux is in the movement,
That's what I
innit?
was
So
thinking.
there's always been a close link. Always been a close link, and he brought out his mixtape, Simply the Best.
Yeah, I remember that. It's cold.
Back in, that was like 07 or
That was
something.
one of my favourite grime mixtapes, man.
Yeah, that was my favourite.
Yeah.
Me and Soldier used to ride around to that every day.
Was cold, fam, man.
What one's that?
If you want beef, then
Geez, do me a favour, calm right down, fix your behaviour. If you're gonna do man something, then do man something. Don't talk about it later. Yeah.
Cold, man. Big up Scorch, man.
Scorch.
I bumped into him a few times, man. Big up Liam as well, man. You need to get Scorcher on here, man, as well, man. Scorcher, get on him, mate. Need to get you on the show, fam, man.
Scorcher's.
You get me?
Scorcher's like, he's one like so my you know, like you was talking about the gangster kind of grime MCs. Yeah, he does it with flair. Like he's got the flair. That's my type of MC. When you got the flair, like Frisco as well, he's got that flair,
Frisco
like
was gangster as well, man.
Gangster, but he's got that flow and that he adds a little flavour to it.
I'm gonna give you my favourite gangster grime MCs, and then you can tell me who yours are, man. I think for me, I liked RA from Roadside G's.
Yeah.
I don't know if everyone has heard of him, but he's cruddy. He's in jail as well at the moment. But he was like, for me, he was like the super street version of Ghetto. Yeah. Which is a lot, because Ghetto was already cruddy, innit? Yeah. I used to love Ghetto, like I'm talking like early Ghetto, Nasty Crew days, when he used to like when he became like one of the sickest barrers and the sickest lyricists. I feel like he had got to a certain level where he was controlling his breathing on a different level, and he was spitting for longer, better, clearer. Yeah, now the level gets his on now. It's mad.
He's like self-mastery level. Like he's mastered his craft. Like
Yeah, facts.
when you're in the studio with him, it's like an amazing experience because
Different animal.
he'll just be there in the corner like whiling like in his head. He don't even write down the bars sometimes. He
swear
just
down.
like, or he'll just be on his phone, just get up, walk straight into the booth, and
Jigger shit.
like
Yeah.
like one take bang,
His energy's mad as well.
one take bang. Like
He used to have the old school, and I think he was in like a next crew. He was like Dancehall Mafia, fugging it out on that old mixtape.
fucking it out. Fucking it out.
Yeah. Them times, and he done one show when he had just come out of jail the first time, and Titch bring him to like Royals in Uxbridge and that, and we was on the bill early before them, man, and that. And that was the first time I seen him in person, and he had the gold teeth, and he looked cruddy. He was hype, and I thought he was sick. I think I'll deep and fuck it.
And he really did used to do that. They used to go like flipping showrooms and drive the cars out.
See what I'm
and
saying?
shit.
So
That
I
cruddy
felt
shit.
him.
Like
And I think that's the East thing, because it was almost like East London was one of them areas where, I don't know, it's hard to explain and to get it across the right way, but East London had like a lot of mad white youths as well.
Yeah.
Like cruddy white boys, and if you're, I don't know,
Game.
they're
called
every
game
now and
white
then
boys. Yeah,
and that's why you get them Cockney black brothers, because they're gangster, but they grew up around them too, so everyone's similar, and that's something that them gangster white youths would do, like bust the car out of the showroom or steal a big car and drive off and that, because someone left the key in it and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was crazy, and I used to like that about him. Crazy Titch, another one.
Crazy Titch is inside.
Gangster.
He used to. He brought me on a few sets on Deja Vu
Yeah.
FM when Deja used to be in that old the nightclub down at the back of Stratford there. So them
Rex,
times
innit?
there, yeah. No, not Rex,
No.
not Rex. The other one. It used to be called Powerhouse back in the day. I
Okay,
can't remember what it was called again. EQ, that's it, Club EQ.
Yeah.
Right, so that's when Deja Vu FM was back then.
The Nasty Crew sets, man.
Nasty Crew sets. Rough Squad had a set on Deja Vu. Deja Vu is when it kind of was. So Rinse FM and Deja were the two main stations, and Nasty Crew were on Deja.
I used to like Deja for its rawness.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
and
mean?
then Rinse was
A bit more professional, I think.
Rinse was more Rinse was rolled deep, but didn't they get a set on there as well? I can't remember, but it was always.
I think Roll Deep used to jump on Nasty Crew set a lot. I've got some classic tapes where it's like Monkey, then Wiley will come in, and Scratchy will come in, and Double will come in, and then Shark. You know what I mean? Like that was my favourite ever sets. Nasty back to back with Roll Deep in the early days.
These are classic sets,
They were my
and
favourites out of every single one. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I mean, my another gangster, the other name that I've got that springs to the top, who I used to like a lot, fam, for his cruddiness and his energy, was Escobar, man.
Escobar's R.I.P.
Escobar.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P. man.
It's
I used
a
to
tragedy,
feel him,
but
Used to feed his bars still.
what he's left with us today, you know, look at gets his tune, Esco's Spirit.
Yeah, see that's what I felt.
And he really does capture it's almost like Esco's Spirit is in the tune.
The remix.
Yeah, so
Bruv, I like that, man, and I think that gets in the early days, the raw gets.
so
I think he's dope anyway, but that was like my time where I was more of a fan of him, if that makes sense.
oh, you feeling him more back then?
He weren't better then. He's better now.
Yeah.
But I just really, I don't know. Maybe it was because of the time I was buying records. I was active.
Get
I was
gospel.
on radio. Ghetto Gospel. Yeah, shut down. That's the best project out of Grime, I think, to a lot of extent, man. Don't you think so?
Yeah, mad.
Ghetto Gospel was an album.
Yeah, full on album.
Fam, man.
Yeah, and it done
2000 Life was sick.
Yeah.
That's the time when Ghetto was cruddy then, bro. Like 2000 Life, and just before that, when he was going mad talking about shanking babies at a pregnant woman or something. He had sick bars, fam. You know what I mean? And he was putting together words in a different way than most. I think Scorcher was cruddy at that time. But RA and the Roadside G's, I used to feel their man. And then also like Frisco as well, like you said. Frisco had something about him where he was just G'd out, you know what I mean?
G'd out, he'd be talking that shit, but
Like
he'll have a pattern and a flow with it.
Yeah.
And it's either you like what he's saying or you like the flow, but it's one or the other.
Either or, you appreciate it.
Yeah, you appreciate that.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact.
You appreciate that.
I mean, so we had a good discussion about Grime East, a couple Wiley stories and that, you know what I mean? Big up Will, welcome to come on, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you turn up.
If he turns up.
But away from that, I feel like one of the main reasons I wanted Stamina Boy to come on was because he was part of that shit in a deeper way than people probably know.
Yeah.
You know, was packing in DVDs, vape plus in the bedroom, trying
Yeah,
to make
man.
it pop. Being
I was at
I
the
think-
forefront of it,
yeah,
man.
being around God's Gift and Wiley in the early days.
And it's a
running up on shows.
it's a privilege. Even sitting out, you know, you forget these you forget these things. You lose sight of all these things, and sitting here just talking about it, remembering, and you know, it just makes me. It just reinforces to me like that how powerful this music is, how much of a savior it is, and
It's true, fam.
you know how much
You
it
might
is
be
a
in
part
the
of
studio
me. Like
that day when something bad happens to someone and you could have been there almost. Little things.
yeah, the
as
little
well.
things
Takes
like
you-
that.
It gives you a way to express your anger without being physical. To
Yeah, you
express your
take-
emotions.
It's expression. It's you know people relate to it. And this is as I said before. To me, this shit's God given.
Yeah,
You know,
fact, man.
this music shit is God given.
Talent, isn't it? In a lot of
yeah,
ways. I think you can work as hard as you want and never get better. Some people, and like it's just not their thing. But I think if you got a talent and that, and I think that's probably what they want. They would appreciate from you now. Probably just like you to put some more shit out, let them hear an EP or something, some track. But like I reckon if you came back, I think Grime's what they would want from you, fam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like just the same way
Gri-
how
yeah, Grime. And as when I was talking before, remember I said like Grime is, it's not like there's no set template in it. It doesn't have to just be 140. The beat doesn't have to just be loud and crazy.
Grime is you, innit?
Like Grime is just the expression in it.
Facts.
That's the expression.
That's true,
So saying that, yeah, Grime's what they want from me. That's what they're gonna get.
I reckon still. I reckon because of where you're from and that, and the surroundings and that. I think that's what they want from you. You know what I mean? I think that'd be dope.
Yeah.
You mentioned to me when we was talking about the Wiley shit and that about the whip.
What's
You
that? What?
mentioned something about him leaving a whip or something.
Did I?
Leaving a whip in the driveway or some shit. And then
Which one?
he left the car or something.
Oh no, he's R6. He's R6.
Because that made me laugh when we was warming up.
Man,
and he was
just
talking about that
on a
shit.
mad one. He'd come around the area in the brand new R6.
So why?
He
Was a
let me-
motorbike.
Yeah, R6.
Yeah,
one I
yeah,
whip.
oh,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
bad, I
yeah.
thought
It was
it
a
was
it was a R6.
So he's pulled up in the,
yeah,
on the
R6.
block in the R6.
I said, obviously he's gonna ask for a go. Let me have a go. He let me have a go.
Yeah.
Riding it around and that. Then he just cut out for like a week. He just left the bike with me. Like, he just fucking,
when
like
you
the
told me that, I need
the
that
R6
to
was
be
just
honest,
sitting
man.
in my fucking front garden. I'm scared to drive it and that.
Oh,
Thinking,
shit.
what if I crash this man's bike? Like,
Right, can't even- yeah,
man
yeah,
just
yeah,
left the
yeah.
fucking R6 with me.
So he's a G, fam, man. There's so many
A brand new
stories,
grey
fam.
R6.
I think
that's
we might
like
have to do that on most podcasts, fam. Get a Wiley story because I think everyone's got one, fam.
brand
man.
new R6.
Big up Will, man.
Yeah,
He's a
big
pioneer,
up-
man. for
Big
real.
up, Will.
And he lives it, innit?
He
can
lives
tell
it. He
from the
breathes
stories,
it.
he lives that
He
shit,
loves
man.
it. Like
It's real.
he loves it. He loves it. And if it weren't for people like him, and there's other people that we ain't mentioned, but
Yeah, of course.
everyone we mentioned today has played like a major part in it,
Yeah.
and still does
Real
play a
talk.
major part in it. And you know,
So who's your all-time favorite spitter rapper? Could be an American, English. If you had a top 5 dead or alive, who would it be? Just off the top. I know
Off
it's a
the
hard
top?
question. Yeah.
the top.
Top 5 D.
You know what? I'm
DOA,
I'm not gonna make it US or anything. I'm
Make
gonna
it
make it top
everything.
everything.
Yeah, man. I think so. If you want to do a UK one and a US one, you will.
Let me do. Alright, I'll do a UK one.
Go for it, man.
Top 5. At the moment, is Gets.
Top of the top.
Top of the top of the list. At the moment, is Gets. KA.
Kano. Yeah, his new album's serious, man.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
That's a serious
Yeah,
album.
top album.
No, but it's hard though because it's hard though. But look, you got groups like Western. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Like I just been listening to they put out like an EP, a mixtape.
Yeah, mixtapes out for stuff.
Been listening to
Feeling
that.
it?
That's serious.
Yeah.
There's a tune on there, Bananas, and the next one, All I Want Is You. They're my 2
But you
favorite
feeling
tracks.
them,
I've
yeah.
right now, but
On the tape.
Yeah, I ain't heard it yet.
Mad tape.
Yeah, I heard it.
Mad tape. So
Mad thing.
yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I put Western in there. So what have we done? 3.
Yeah, that's good.
Gets, KA, Western.
I like the way Western did Wireless. I was there, man. Dan
Yeah,
was there
I didn't
too,
get
man.
to see it.
I see Louis come out with the the red rags around his wrist and shit. For
Come
the
on,
second
this is
track.
what I'm
And
saying.
he bring
People-
out the youths from Mozart and let them perform.
Serious. This is what I'm talking
their
about.
link-up
This is
TV video
why this.
in front of thousands of people.
This is why this thing is
You feel
like.
me? That's
And,
what it's
and
about.
you know what?
Bring
Big up
the
all the like.
Dipset moment, blood.
Yeah, big up like Link Up TV, Grime Daily, GRM Daily. They always support, man.
Yeah,
Like all the
big.
different channels and the different avenues that man can get out there.
Yeah,
Big
man.
up them. But you know, yeah. So we got people like Western. That's number 3. Boy, it's hard, you know. I've got so many names
Who
just
did you
flop.
grow up on, like rappers from? It could be American, though. Like, who's
Oh,
like,
who did I grow up
did
on?
you like rap or was you
Yeah.
into jungle and that instead?
No, rap, always rap.
Yeah.
Dipset,
Yeah,
Dipset,
of course,
come
man,
on.
man.
Dipset in the building.
Fuck with the shit. Killer King.
Dipset, Killer Cam, all them man there. Yeah, I'll throw Dipset in there.
Obviously, Jay. Was it a Jay thing or was you not really on Jay?
Yeah, it's Jay, but that's just, you know, that's just like
Mandatory.
everyone's gonna say Jay. That's why I ain't even said Wiley's name, because everyone's gonna say Wiley. He
Can
goes
though,
without
but
saying.
Bro, if they grow, man, and they inspire you and they're really that guy, they can.
Alright, you know what?
They
Alright,
deserve
yeah.
to be.
Alright, cool,
Do you know what I mean?
cool. I'm gonna.
I know it's like I know what you're saying. You're trying to say that automatically. by
Alright, so
default,
you know what?
put
I'm
it in
gonna
there,
do
but-
like Wiley and Jay,
Yeah.
but they're like number 4. Both of them number 4.
Joint
And-
4, yeah.
Yeah, joint 4.
It's not a bad place to be in. Wiley joint with Jay.
Yeah,
Sure, you
yeah.
appreciate it.
Joint 4. And last but not least, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna put myself because
Oh, shit.
every time honestly, anytime I listen to myself, I'm not gassing.
He's feeling it.
You see me, I'm down to earth geezer.
Yeah, you're a son, man. You're a cool guy, fam, man.
When I listen to myself, I inspire.
As well, man.
Yeah, I've took years to work. Took years to work on that. Took years, but
Yeah.
anytime I listen to myself, I inspire myself. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
put
good.
myself
so
up
you're on
there.
about so instead of them thinking you're cocky, you're talking about in a growth way.
Yeah,
Like
no,
a way where you
yeah,
can
I
say,
inspire
"Fuck, man,
myself,
I like
and
the way I did that. I'm gonna do that more like that. or
exactly.
better."
I used to tape myself when on radio. I used to make my mum tape me or put the tape on timer and come back and listen.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
alright,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I could have said that.
So
better.
mums was real as well.
Yeah, she kept it a little bit real. Yeah,
That's
so
a little
big
bit.
up mums. You know what I mean? But
Facts.
yeah, so I
What
was
did your
like,
mum- what did your mum think of
I
your
was
bars,
like,
fam?
I was like scientific with it. I'd listen to myself
To try and
and
come back better.
yeah, and try to come back better. My
Yeah, we
mum,
all did that.
I never really asked her what she thought of my bars.
Yeah,
I was talking a lot about gal and
crowd and
the
that.
crowd and whatnot. But
Your
For-
most famous lyric was probably the Black Mac Boy thing. innit?
Black Map Boy is the Black Map Boy. Where did that come from? I can't even remember. How did that even? I think
So how does that lyric go? Because that's for
It's
people
just-
that if
it's
they've
just
been
a
listening and
one-line
they think
flow,
the
innit?
convo's interesting, but they can't remember Stamina Boy. When they hear that bar, I know they'll remember
Yeah.
that still.
yeah, Black
So-
Map Boy is the Black Map Boy. Black Map Boy is the Black Map Boy.
There's
Black
one
Mac
of the
Boy is the
4
Black Mac
bars that
Boy.
repeat twice.
Test this, you'll get a gat slap, boy.
Brat.
Gunbutt Kid is the Gunbutt Kid.
See it there?
Gunbutt Kid is the Gunbutt Kid. Gunbutt Kid is the Gunbutt Kid. Test this, you'll get a butt in the rib.
So you was moving mad as well, fam. I love that stuff.
Boy.
See, that's one of your main reload bars. Yeah?
That's the main
That's the
reload thing.
Eskimo
That's when
reload.
radio turned from just like it's turned into reloads, innit?
Yeah,
That's when it
facts.
got like a stage show dancehall kind of
Mm.
feel to it.
Yeah, that was sick though. That was sick, man.
Respect,
Everyone used
man.
to squeeze for the reload, man.
That's
if
what
they didn't
it.
get it, they felt hurt.
Yeah, that's what made you like up there, the
Mad.
top guys. That's what made you one of the top guys. You get me?
So we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
You know we could sit here and talk for hours, man, but we're gonna keep
Yeah.
it realistic. It stems from Bowie 3, the boy Stamina Boy in the building, Mucky Wolf Pack,
Yeah.
front runner. God's Gift was put the collective together. Obviously stems from Pay As You Go crew, big things. So if you've heard some stories on here today and you're feeling them, go check out Stamina Boy on Instagram. What's your Instagram? Stamina Boy, innit?
At Stamina Boy, BOY and not BOI.
Yeah,
Some
BOY.
people saw boy that way.
You get me? Go check him out. Go hit him
Yeah,
up. let him
Twitter
know.
at Stamina Boy,
Mhm.
Insta at Stamina Boy, and I think Snap. I can't remember my Snap. Just go on my Insta. There's
you
a
find
thing
it.
on there.
You get me?
Yeah,
I'm
and,
ASB Music everywhere, host to the most.
Yeah.
The podcast Instagram is Real Talk True Stories, and the true's got no E on it, so TRU. But we're not here to put like relevant people in, you know, like, oh, you've got a hit, we want them on for ratings and for numbers. We're not here for that, man. So for the people that don't know that, we're here to get the stories, the real talk, the true stories, the truth, some experiences and stories shared, not just because we want to talk about the past, but we want people to know where this shit comes from, to be inspired, and to take something from it, like something that they didn't know before, and then really just to make people know that there is a platform out there for some real gems and some old school stories and some stuff, rather than just talking about what's the next single and what dates are coming out. You feel me? So that's what it is, man. It's an edutainment podcast still.
Yeah, the history.
Facts. So listen, it's Real Talk True Stories EP2. Stamina Boy, thanks for coming down,
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Come on, fam. You get me?
Yeah,
London to
man.
West London.
We got AS.
Yeah, facts, man. They got Jukebox Studios every time.
Yeah.
You get me? The finest out there. Hit them up and check them out. Jukebox Studios.
That's this studio, right?
Yeah, they're going.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah, I'll bear witness to that.
Facts.
Fine studio.
They're
Good setup
making
here.
it happen
Professional
still, so
things.
if you're looking for them high class sessions and that, mastering, mixing, give them a shout still. We're going to put their link under the videos and whatnot. So, yo, man, good to have you down, brother, man.
Thank you.
Enough
Big
love
up, my
and-
G.
Yeah, cool.
Enough
fam.
love, man.
Yeah, still. My brother. Done now.
West London rapper ASB bringing you the freshest talent in the game. Real talk, true stories.
I'm waiting for the drop like a rapper, fam. Start it again. Just start from the beginning.
You're listening to Real Talk True Stories. The freshest podcast bring you nothing but real talk and true stories from your favorite personalities, entrepreneurs. This is an edutainment podcast. Education, edutainment.